Hey guys, so these are a couple radical problems from worksheet 2 to review. I'm going to do numbers 7 and 8 in this video, 7 being cube roots and 8 being a square root problem. So for number 7, I'm going to get one of the cube roots on either side of the equation. So it's going to look like this. The cube root of 6x plus 2 equals the cube root of 4x. And in order to get rid of those cube roots, I'm going to simply cube both sides. So I get 6x plus 2 equals 4x. So if I subtract the 6x to the right, I get 2 equals negative 2x. So x equals negative 1. Simple enough, right? So the idea here is that you have to cube both sides. Now, of course, we want to check our work to make sure that we're getting the right answers. So with that in mind, let's see. If I plug in a negative 1 here, I get negative 6 plus 2, which is the cube root of negative 4, minus, plug in negative 1, I get minus the cube root of negative 4. Obviously, the cube root of negative 4 doesn't come out nice, but if I take the cube root of negative 4 minus the cube root of negative 4, sure enough, I get 0. So I do know that this is the correct answer. And number 8, a little bit more work here. Let's get the square root by itself. We're going to add over the x. So we have the square root of 2x plus 15 equals x plus 6. I put that x in front. Next, I need to square both sides. So to undo the square root, I need to square. But when I square the right side, I have to FOIL. So on the left, the square root cancels, and I get a 2x plus 15. On the right, I have to FOIL that out, which is going to be an x squared. 6x and 6x will combine to 12x. 6 times 6 is 36. And then next, I'm just going to move everything over to one side, factor, and solve. So I get 0 equals x squared plus 10x. I subtract over the 2x, and then plus, what, 21. Okay, and so now I'm going to factor. That factors to x plus 3 and x plus 7. I need to see this work. On the test, there is a problem like this, and it will say no calculator. I don't care if you use a calculator to literally do something like, 36 minus 15. I don't care if you use a calculator for that, but what I don't want is for you to go to PolySimult and solve this that way. That is not, I need to see the factoring. I need to see the work, okay? So I do get 2 answers, one of which is negative 3, the other will be negative 7. Here's the thing, guys, with these square root problems, you always need to plug back in to check your work. So if I plug back in negative 3, I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to make sure that and I can use a calculator for this. I don't care if you use a calculator to check your work. Plug in negative 3 and make sure that your calculator spits out the answer of 6 after you plug in negative 3 to the left side. When I do plug in negative 3, my calculator will spit out 6, so that is a good answer. However, when I plug in negative 7, my calculator is actually going to give me an answer of 8 when I plug in the negative 7 to the left side, which means negative 7 is extraneous, so it does not work. And that means that the only answer for this problem is negative 3. Okay, so that was numbers 7 and 8 from worksheet 2. Thanks, guys.